98, folks. Thank you very much. We started with quite one to begin with called Never Ever Ever. And this next track is a tribute to the Mizell brothers. And they were a production company, but also a family, and multi-instrumentalists. And Larry, the brother, was actually an engineer for NASA, and Fonz was a staff writer at Motown and co-wrote things like ABC for the Jacksons. And then they got noticed because they were writing so many hits for people, and they got brought in by labels like Blue Note to basically repackage people who'd been stars of the jazz world in the 50s and 60s, and then in the 70s they weren't on their own, they weren't necessarily going to conquer the world of R&B and the charts. And Larry and Fonz were producing music that was really relevant. And even recently there's an album that's resurfaced that was Marvin, a lost Marvin Gaye album, which Larry and Fonz wrote for him. So the reason that we've got a tribute for them is because a lot of the sounds that you hear tonight are influenced by lots of things. Like if you know Herbie Hancock, you've definitely probably spotted similarity in terms of sound world. If you love Jamiroquai, you've probably spotted that as well. And the Mizells, they used an arp just like this, and they used the Rhodes and all kinds of things like that. And if you haven't heard their music, if you enjoyed tonight's gig, and you haven't heard anything, or knowingly heard anything by them myself, just look up the name, Mizell. Or look up artists such as Donald Byrd, Bobby Humphrey, Johnny Hammond, because they all had their careers transformed by this group of brothers in the 70s. So this next one is named after their production company, Sky High, and it is Sky High for Larry and Fonz. Thank you very much. Now, I often get some angry looks from the band when I talk for too long, but I think in this case, we'll give your ears a rest and give them a moment, a little breather. That was the title track to this album, Vortex. And the idea behind it was that everything's sort of ambiguous and half time, and then all of a sudden you get sucked into the vortex, everything's double time, and then somehow you come back out the other side in a sort of chaotic sense. So there was actually an idea behind that one. Then we did Sky High before that. The next song we're going to play was the first single off the new album called Final Approach. And at this point in the evening, I sometimes have to do a bit of fiddling around. Only in front of receptive audiences, but there are things that come along with using vintage equipment. And if any of you were sat there earlier on, listening to the weird sounds that were emanating from it, it's a bit ill, and certain features are not working very well. But the other thing is that there are no presets. I can't just click a button and go, right, this is this song. And since I'm playing the melody, I need to make sure it's not going to sound horrendous. It also drifts out of tune. That's another thing that can happen. So I'm going to double check it's in tune and check it doesn't sound horrendous. It's not going to send Rick off. It's hilarity. Well, he's already gone. Right. That will do. It's usually a lot worse, yeah. All right. I could carry on and give examples of terrible sounds I've done on beginning or something. Alright, this next one is called Final Approach, and it's inspired by various things, but there's a band in the States that are doing something similar but in a very American way, and they're great, and they're called Butcher Brown. So this is a kind of retro, 70s inspired song called Final Approach. near end of our gig, and we've got one more song to play for you, but it might not be the last song, if you know what I mean. Alright, this one is a quiet one, just to rest our ears. This was the title track of our second album, and it's called Afterglow. But just a couple of important things first. The first thing is to say thank you very much to all of you for turning out and being a fantastic audience. I hope you've all had a good night and it's been lovely to chat to you, and we'll be around here afterwards, so please come and chat again afterwards. We've got the records for sale, we've got the CDs, and we've got a couple of prints of the artwork which was actually painted by a Japanese artist. If you know Herbie Hancock's live album Flood, he was basically inspired by that, but there was an artist in Japan who painted acrylic on canvas and created that painting, and it features four of us. Tom was a featured artist on the album, but the four of us all painted into the artwork. And we've got 30 prints of that. I think over half of them have gone, but if you'd like one for your wall, there are only 30 of them in the world. But the most important thing going back to it was thank you so much for turning out, supporting live music. Thank you very much. Two things about that. It's weird, sort of being in a band, you have to do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, so when you actually finally release a new album, you've been living with those songs for quite a long time because they have to get written, rehearsed, recorded, and then finally playing it to people. And it never ceases to amaze us, turning up to gigs to play that music for people and seeing how much they enjoy it has been incredible. So this gig's been really enjoyable for us to play for you, and we hope you've enjoyed it. And related to that, this is not the first time we've been in Norwich, and there's a reason we've been able to play here and return, and it's the energy of Simon Brown.
Yeah!
And more, like if we travel around the UK, and in fact, further afield from the UK as well, wherever we play, there's nearly always, it's always contingent on one person like Simon organising a thing, putting the energy to making it happen. And it's really nice for us to travel around. I can think of other venues like this, places like Sheffield. We went to Lowestoft, and Norwich is a great example where Simon is putting everything into putting live music on. So if you've enjoyed tonight, not only please come back and see us again, just follow us, Res88 or Resolution88 on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So we'll tell you when we're coming back. But if you have enjoyed tonight, please make sure you support music in Norwich and regularly turn out to the gigs that Simon puts on, because it's a whole ecosystem, and you'll rely on him and his energy to have the gigs, and he relies on you to come and support them. So a huge thank you to Simon. Thank you very much, Simon. Ollie left his jacket in Bedford Bar in 2020, and Simon actually posted it back to him. That's how good he is. Yeah, this is amazing. Yeah. Finally, thanks to everyone at Yalm for looking after us. It's a fantastic venue, and thanks for putting live music on. Right, you did say more. We'll play one more, and this is called Broken Beat.